Can you make sure I'm heard there? Make sure you're heard there. Okay. Little Halloween theme. Oh. And we're here. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. You know what day it is. It's the team announcements for MCC 18. I'm your main host today, Joey Capallo, and I am joined by my good pal thrinac.
Hello.
And I've heard there's already teams we need to talk about.
Yeah, there are. We've had 2 teams at the moment being released. We got Red Rabbits and the Orange Ocelots. I always forgot what the first 2 teams were.
Well, you should check those names again, thrinac.
Yeah. Do you want me to do red and you can do orange?
Yep, do that and tell us what they're actually named for the
Okay,
Halloween edition.
So in Red Red Ravens, I mean, we have Wisp, Filza, Jack Manifold, and Tommy in it. And
What
then,
What are your
sorry, go
thoughts on that team?
Yeah, it's a heavily based like kind of Dream SMP as well as the Wisp team, so they all know each other and they'll have good chemistry and they can work well together. And it'll be very funny watching them. So it's gonna be a good team to watch.
It should be a fun content team. Nonetheless, we'll see how good they do on the day. And the second team we have is the Orange Oozes, which is Gizzy Gaza, Mefs, Tapple, and Kratzy. This will be the return from Mefs, who has not been in a few MCCs in a little bit. And also we're seeing Gizzy return. And they are teaming up the PvP duo of Tapple and Kratzy. That seems like a scary team right there.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mess in like ages of MCC. We haven't seen him for ages in MCC. Like the last time he was in MCC was MCC Pride, and that wasn't even a canon MCC. So it is like the first canon MCC he's been in for since MCC 13.
So it's been a while for him, but we're excited to see his return. He has been still playing on the practice server, keeping his skills sharp. He should be just fine to play. So this seems like a very strong team so far.
Yeah, it seems like a very heavily PvP based team. I know Tapple, Kurtzy, and Meths are all good at PvP. I don't know too much about Gizzy, but I'm sure he'll do well with the team as well. So
Gizzy's had some moments, but it's also a good movement team with Tapple doing well in games like to get to
yeah.
their side, hole in the wall. Mess is very good at hole in the wall. I think it'll be a very strong parkour tag team.
Hmm. Communication will also be like really do really well in this team. I think most of they all know each other and they've practiced with each other on the practice server before, so that they'll have a good vibe with the team.
And then back to the Red Ravens team. This is again, as you said, a Dream S&P trio of Philza, Jack Manifold, and Tommy in it. But they're throwing in Wisp, who teamed together with Philza last event, but it did not go very well for them. For those who
Yeah,
don't remember, MCC 17 for the Blue Bats saw a huge underperformance from the entire team.
yeah, I was expecting them to do a bit better because they did quite a few practice streams. Did they end up like coming 10th or 9th? I've forgotten.
I believe it was 9th, but at least Philza finished. Or did they finish 10th? Some may produce me on that. But
Uh,
Filza finished 38th individually overall.
yeah, he's not been having the best of MCCs in season two. I don't think he's like this MCC may be the one where he like shines and pops off and maybe you know um shines and just
Yeah.
yeah
There
um
have been people who say that Filza and Tommy teaming together does not usually go very well, though. Not since MCC 4, which even then they'd won that event with Techno and Wilbur on their team. There was some infighting, if people remember the Buildmar escapade.
yeah if I remember MCC 4 who was that
The
Techno
Sleepy
yeah
Boys, all four of them.
Techno Wilbur Phil and Tommy yeah that was a decent team and I think this team is better than it could be better than that team with like communication and Wisp is like a really really good player, but he sometimes underperforms. So this could be the MCC where he performs well and they get a top place and maybe even get to dodgeball. So
Oh, somebody saw my sound settings pop up on screen. Good job, me.
yeah,
I think it's definitely a case of this is a few people have underperformed the last few events. Even Tommy on Dream's team of the Cyan Coyotes, while they did well, did not quite play up to the standards they were hoping for.
yeah. I know Jack. He performed really well in his first MCC, but since then he hasn't particularly had a standout performance. And all of these players that they are really good players, each of them, and they could do really well individually, but they just haven't, yeah, had that MCC where they pop off.
I think it was also a case for the Blue Bats of MCC 17, which was Filzo with Sneak and Buren, that their two best games, Parkour Tag and Battlebox, are both skipped. So it'll be interesting to see if the theme of skipping Battlebox continues, or they'll finally get to play a game that all four of them should be very good at together.
Yeah, what is this trend with skipping battle box? Like, we haven't had battle box for a good while now in MCC Rising. We didn't have battle box, and is it the last one or two MCCs? I think it's two.
It's been two, yes. Even with a new map, it's been skipped twice in a row.
And we also missed the new map for last MCC with parkour tag. So I
Hmm.
wonder if they'll have that for the new Halloween
Yeah,
MCC.
it'll be. I think we'll still have the new parkour tag map. I think it should be a Halloween themed battle box map that we've not seen before. Because
Yeah,
if you recall from Halloween last year, MCC 11, battle box was skipped then as well.
yeah. Maybe I'm hoping because that Battle Box is a good game. It's a PvP game. I personally like PvP, so I want to see Battle Box return. But
Hmm.
will the trend return of last MCC Halloween that you know Battle Box is going to get skipped again, and yeah,
Well, we'll move back over the orange oozes because my thoughts on why we see battle box being skipped is because people like playing Sky Battle like game 2 or 3. And if you're a team that's not a PvP team and you lose Sky Battle by a lot, you're not gonna want to play Battle Box against that team who won Sky Battle by a lot.
yeah. And then there is survival games as well. Like it's the same thing.
And yeah, people like using survival games as a here's how we can come back in points or here's how we can dominate the competition. But that's not really how people think of Battle Box. They usually view it more as like, oh, we'll do decently well, but it's not going to be a huge point lead from this game.
Yeah, yeah. I think Sky Battle is usually played like first, second, third, or like
Yep.
in the first round of games because
Yep.
it's kind of unpredictable. You can't predict who you're going to be next to, what the scenarios that are going to happen is, and I say so much. It's annoying me. Sorry, but yeah,
Yeah. I'm also seeing chat is asking about the names for the teams. These are the Halloween names, so we have the Red Ravens for the red team and the Orange Oozes for the yellow team, and will likely that trend will continue for all 10 teams. Chat's also spamming for which players they want to be on a team, and this is your reminder from us that we are not the Knox Crew, we are not S Major, we have no say in who is on the teams. We are a group of fans that make MCC content here at MCC the show, and we appreciate you supporting us. But we are not official. We have no say in it. So don't come telling us who we should put on what teams because we can't do anything about it.
yeah.
Having said that, thrinac, is there anybody who you're hoping teams together for this event?
I mean, as much as this would be cool, I've seen lots of people spam, well, not spam, but say Dream and Green. Now, putting Dream and Green together, as much as this would be a really, really cool team to see, you've got to remember that, like, Green is family friendly, Dream sometimes swears and stuff. I'm sure Dream wouldn't if he was teamed with Green, but it's a I say it, bruh. I say so much.
Uh,
Sorry, guys.
I mean,
It's
if
just
if you've been watching Dream the past few events, you can see that he has not been family friendly for a bit. There's been a fair amount of cursing, so likely
mm,
Green's team would be a more consistently family friendly other teams. I also saw a super chat from one of our YouTube members, channel members, Lid, asking about the community hype show that's being worked on. Just to remind everybody, we did a 30,000 subscriber special. We're going to have a community hype trailer celebrating our subscribers. I will hopefully have finished editing that before MCC 18, but obviously we also got to get ready for MCC 18. There's going to be hype
yeah.
trailers to make. Expect everything related to MCC 18, though, to be spooky themed. So hype trailers spooky themed, pre-show spooky themed. All the stuff should be spooky themed.
And also another point to consider is new or returning members. Like I'm seeing
Mm,
Preston, Good Times with Scar, Creekcraft, people like that who are being said in the chat that yeah they have a chance to return for Halloween.
it's true. There's always could see players return who have not played for a while. And oh, this is the reminder. Yes, MCC 18 is on the 23rd of October at 8 p.m. BST or GMT. Are those the same time, thrinac? I'm not European.
I believe GMT one or other is an hour before and
Oh, okay.
an hour after. So yeah,
It's about right around that time. So if you are in, the eastern half of the world, it is the following early morning for you.
yeah. So
But
I mean, it's I think it's well for me it's uh what is it, afternoon or evening,
it's evening for you. Yep.
8 p.m. So yeah.
And this is your reminder for chat. Next team will be the yellow team, and we'll see that in about 4 minutes at the top of the hour. Also, if you enjoy our stream and want to support us, you can subscribe, which always helps us out, or you can become a channel member by hitting the join button at the bottom, and we'll add you to the board here in the studio to celebrate that you have joined us and help support the content we make. All money we get from you guys goes to getting better equipment, whether microphones, editing software, all those kinds of things. We really appreciate you helping us out. But now we're.
Now
Oh, go ahead.
I was wondering who do you think is going to be in the next team?
So the yellow team, I think, is always an interesting one. It's not like the most hyped team, but it's not also like a. It's usually like a fan favorite S team. That's not like the super hyped one though.
Yeah,
I could
like
see Captain Sparkles being on the yellow team again. I could see our boy CPK being there. I could.
Wilbur or just
Will.
anyone really.
Oh, that is interesting. That Ilza, Tommy, and Jack are all already on a team, and Wilbur's not on a team. But I think it was confirmed somewhere or speculated that Wilbur and Rambo would be teaming together again together.
Yeah, that's a cool duo. I'd like to see them play together. Have they been? Yeah, they were in the same
Yeah,
team last time, weren't they?
they were indeed.
I think they're both decent players. They can perform really well. It's just
Uh,
it's based on the teams are so well balanced nowadays. So it's extremely hard to perform well when you've got so many good players on so many
yes.
good teams. Which yeah,
I mean, the other thing I want to mention is we like to talk about the practice server and people get better training skills for ace race, hole in the wall, battle box, all those things. But it seems at the end of the day that training the strategy side is more important. For example, Dream always comes into the event with a strategy for every game that he communicates with his team very quickly. And if you're a team who doesn't come with that strategy, it's very hard to be successful.
there's a strategy that Wilbur uses, which isn't practice at all. He just moves around. He says movement is the way to practice, and just get into the game, and you'll get into yeah, you'll be practiced and ready for MCC. Which I don't know if it works. It might work. It might not work. But yeah,
I mean, that's a tough one to know whether it does or not. I mean, there's been other speculation that speedrunning's the best practice for MCC because you practice movement, crafting, fighting mobs, all the things. But
yeah,
you really kind of missing that PvP training. People also say that Vault Hunters is great practice for Sands of Time, but it
yeah.
seems.
But
Sorry,
oh,
I'll finish this thought. And it seems to me like it's just hard to practice for all of the games, and some of them you can't really practice for at all.
yeah, going back to speedrunning with PvP, aim is a big thing in MC.
I mean, aim is such a big thing, and people don't realize how hard it can be at times to aim when you get, especially really amped up or excited, especially in PvP games, that if you just miss some of those hits, well, you're not going to get the kill, you're going to end up dying, and that if it's survival games, that's a lot of points, versus if it's like, somebody's telling me muted. I don't see muted. Muted. Oh, I muted you, thrinac. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Apologies.
that's okay.
Accident there. I can speak though. You should be unmuted.
Yeah,
But for a lot of games, like the accuracy is so difficult of getting those mouse clicks right. And so if you misplace a block in build mart, that can throw you off as you then struggle to figure out what's wrong. If you mess up on the PvP element, you can die instead. So it is practicing that accuracy when you're under pressure.
yeah. I think it's time for the next team
It
for
is
Yellow
top of the hour.
I mean,
Make
yeah,
sure
Yellow
to refresh your. I don't even need to say refresh because we already see the team.
There we go. Oh, interesting.
Real quick, let me get it ready on the stream side if you want to announce them in just a second.
Should I announce them?
In just a moment.
Yeah, this team is looking very cool.
This team is a very interesting one. All right, you can go ahead and announce them.
Right. In the Mustard Mummies, we have Sylvie, Tubbo, Sapnap, and S Major. This is a very, very. I don't know what the word is for this team, but it's very like chill and also good team because yeah,
It's a
we got
very interesting one here. I don't think Scott has teamed with Sapnap or Tubbo before, but Tubbo, Sapnap, and Sylvie, were they on the team of the Lime 7? Somebody fact check that. I know Sapnap and Sylvie are friends, and they've been on team together a couple times, but Tubbo also hasn't teamed with Sapnap before. And I don't think Scott's teamed with Sylvie either. So this is a very much like a blending of duos and blending of communities. And it seems like it could be a really strong team. Obviously, you know, Sapnap has been very strong in Season 2. Tubbo has had his good moments, especially in like games like Sky Battle. And what else has he done well in? To get to their side. Survival games. And then Scott's done well in like Ace Race and Build Mart, Sands of Time, the team games. Has Sylvie been in Season 2? Somebody fact check me.
Yeah, she's been in Season 2. She's team with. I remember she teamed with Sapnap and George and wait, what was that? No, that was Gumi. But I know she's been teamed. She's been in Season 2.
Let me check before chat yells at me.
Yeah,
she's been in twice. Yeah, she's been in every time. Wow. It shows how long it's been since MCC 17. Oh, she wasn't in 17. She was in 14, 15, 16.
Yep.
And that she was on the team with Sapnap in 16, and then also teamed with Tubbo in 9, Sapnap in 10, Sapnap in 7. Yeah, so
she's been teamed with a lot of these people.
Yes, so Sylvie is the common denominator of this team, whereas the other three have not teamed together at all.
I think it's looking like Sapnap, who's like the S tier of the group, will be the leader of this group.
Especially because he is one of the loudest people in MCC.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see how that goes.
Tubbo and S Major and Sylvie can like all be like what's the word for the players? They'll be good teammates with
they'll be good teammates.
Yeah.
They also just have different strengths, I think, than Sapnap. Because while Sapnap's been performing great in every game so far for Season 2, he's mainly does best in PvP games, whereas I think Tubbo and Scott and Sylvie are better at the team games or the movement games. But Sapnap could continue to surprise, getting top 10 in Ace Race, winning rounds and hole in the wall. I don't think anyone should underestimate how well he's been performing.
You've got to remember, in Season 1, I don't think Sapnap was considered an S tier because obviously he didn't start in Season 1 and he started only later of Season 1, and he's improved a massive ton in this season. And yeah, he's shown it by performing well in basically every MCC.
Yeah, for sure. And then just to recap the other teams, if you just joined for the Mustard Mummies, we also have the Orange Oozes with Gizzy Gaza, Mefs, Tapple, and Kratzy. And then the Red Ravens with Wisp, Filza, Jack Manifold, and Tommy Innit. So right now we're sitting on just 3 teams, 2 more to go today. The other 5 teams will be announced tomorrow, where you can join us again for a stream around the same time for that. make sure you subscribe so you're there for when that stream happens, as we greatly appreciate it.
All of these teams are looking like really strong. Like they all have or two good players in them. Like Wisp and Wisp Tommy are basically all the players in here are decent players and they can all perform well. It's just I've said this a lot, but all of these players, it depends on how well it goes for them and how well they perform. They can all do well, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's just a case of who shows up on the day, who gets their good games first, or who's feeling more confident. I think Red Team is the team that has something to prove right now, just because Phil's and Wisp had such a poor showing in MCC 17, and Tommy's been looking to get a win since he hasn't won since MCC 4. It's been
Tommy
a
also
while.
hasn't performed so well in the recent MCCs.
It's true. It is true. And then on the Orange team, I think, as we talked about before, Tapple and Kratzy, PvP legends, but I think Mefs and Gizzy Gaza are people who want to make a big splash since they are not in every MCC. So they're looking to make sure that the time they are in, they do a great job and they really perform well. And then with the mustard mummies, I mean, it's just an interesting team dynamic, and it'll be curious to see how I'm really curious to see how Tubbo and Sapnap get along as they're trying to strategize.
I think MCC is so serious now that, I mean, I think all teams are gonna try and do their best in every MCC. They're all gonna get along. They're
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, in certain games like Build Mart, it's extremely difficult to communicate. When you're under that pressure, it's difficult to tell everyone what block you need or where this block goes or this that. It's difficult to like communicate, and yeah, some teams may struggle, but of course, I think all these teams at the moment have great chemistry and good communication.
Yeah, for sure. I think we a couple more teams to wait on still for today. We'll finish probably with the Lime Liches, I believe is what they were last year. And I do not recall the green team, Green Goblins maybe, I believe what they were.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Or yeah, maybe Green Giant. Oh yeah, Green Goblins.
Green Goblins. We're still waiting on lots of MCC regulars from Wilbur to CPK to Shovel. Lots of people we still haven't heard from. Chat, who are you looking for? I assume a lot of people are just going to yell at Dream, which understandable.
Yeah. Any new members? Were you thinking?
I'm thinking there's potential for 2 to 3 new people. Scott likes to try to keep it kind of low key with adding new people now, so only 2 or 3 at a time. And I think if we were to get a new member today, it would be on this team of the Lime team we're about to see at 15 past the hour.
I'm seeing a lot of people say Good Times to Scar.
Good.
Now, I love Good Times to Scar.
He is on the wait list. That's why
Yeah,
he's.
I would love to see him in the MCC. I said this last time, well, when I was on the team reaction. But yeah, I would love to see Good Times to Scar in MCC. I like Hermits, and yeah, it'd be cool to see him.
I'm trying to read through all the chat spam, but I see a lot of green as well. H bomb. People hoping for Mumbo Jumbo. People
Mumbo.
hope. People hoping for Rambo, of course, which I believe Rambo and Wilbur are likely on the same team. People wanting 5-up back or Illumina and Puns on a team together. That sounds scary.
And then there's Purpled. These are
Purple,
options.
Gizmo, Mumbo. Lots of people being thrown. I mean, that just shows how many, MCC players everyone's excited for. That there's no consensus from chat, and that everyone's
Mr.
got
Beast.
everyone's got people they are rooting for to be in it, which is great. I mean,
Yep.
if we saw Illumina and Puns on a team again, that team is terrifying.
Yeah, that would be very. It'd be like the Fruit Ninja team. I don't know. Yeah, I think they'd be about the same level of skill, and it'd be a very strong team, communication and skill wise.
Yeah, it's
And
what.
I'm guessing they'll be on a team with like someone around the skill of the Simmers as well.
But if we saw that, yes. I mean, it's crazy that we saw end of season 1 had Illumina, Puns, Krinios, Eret, but that also just shows you how skill levels have changed dramatically since the end of season 1. I mean, that was Illumina and Puns' second event, so they weren't expected to do that amazing. But they came in with strategy, they came in with team prep, and they blew up in the competition.
Purple would have to be on Purple team.
Purple would have to be on Purple team. If he's not, I think everyone could riot on that one.
Yeah.
I would understand. I don't think there's. I mean, Lime Team also historically has fruit berries on it. So if they were,
Yeah.
if they were gonna announce fruit,
Fruit or Dream? Are you
Fruit or Dream?
wait? Who? What member are you? What MCC member are you predicting to be on this next team?
I'll say fruit berries. That's my
Okay, I'll say
prediction.
Dream then. I will
Dream.
see.
Chat, what do you think? Who's more likely been the lime team? Fruit or Dream? And then I'll let the latency catch up and wait for the chat to spam on my side. This is also a reminder while I wait for that to happen. If you could support the channel by subscribing, if you want to become a channel member, it's only $2 and helps support what we make and the content we do. We greatly appreciate it. And then also, if you just want to hit the like button, that'd help as well. And chat has started the spam. I see Dream, Fruit, Pete, Fruit, Illumina, Fruit, Dream, Poland, Fruit, Fruit, Quig, Fruit.
I don't think Quig's in this MCC.
Quig has confirmed this is the one he is not in, sadly. So he has finally missed an MCC.
Everyone's got their MCC that they can't be in. Well, the active members that have been in it for ages, like CBK missed last one,
Yep.
and this one's gonna have to be Quig's one where he misses.
So
We hear
that
what members have.
the only people that
Who you
haven't
got?
missed then will have been S Major, of course,
Yeah,
Shovel, and Wilbur, and Captain Sparkles.
I think I also heard somewhere that Wilbur said like, do you want to hear some MCC history?
I would love some MCC history.
So when MCC was being created, Scott invited Wilbur, and Wilbur said to Scott how he thinks MCC championships will like pop off and do well, and it did. And then Scott said to Wilbur he's gonna let him in every MCC. So yeah, he's been in every MCC since when it
So,
began.
so Wilbur's got a spot saved, Shovel appears to, and Scott does. And I also think Captain Sparkles will not sit out until he wins.
Yeah. Oh, a Captain Sparkles win would be so cool. Although it does kind of, he hasn't been in third. He's been performing like much worse kind of this year. This season.
I mean, he did get the yellow team got there with
Oh
him,
yeah. Of course, yeah.
but it was very swiftly put down in a sweep of dodgeball. So it was not the most satisfying end for that event.
Yeah. I wonder if he will be teamed like with some decent players. And well, he's always teamed with decent players, but
Yeah, if they're
whether
going
he
to be
gets a good,
cracked players,
yeah,
is he
hopefully.
is he going to be
I
on the team that's predicted to win? We will see.
I'd love to see a Captain Sparkles win. It's been so long. I mean,
It's never happened.
it's never happened exactly. It's been. I love to see him in dodgeball again. Maybe one day he'll have a win. Green now has a win, so
It's true. It's
it's
time
just.
for captains.
I feel like when Captain Sparkles gets a win, MCC will end. You know,
I hope not.
I hope not too, but yeah,
I
it
hope
seems like it.
it can't go away anytime soon. For chat, I'll put the teams on screen again of what we know so far, which is just the 3 of the mustard mummies, the orange oozes, and the red ravens. We're waiting right now probably on the lime liches, if they're named the same as Halloween team last year. And we're waiting 3 minutes still for them to come out. Chat seemed kind of split on whether it be Dream or Fruit. The other reason I'm leaning toward Fruit is because Dream hasn't been on the lime team since like MCC 9? Somewhere around there, 7, 9. Because
Yeah, I
nowadays,
think it was 9, the one where Green destroyed him in survival game.
yes, the classic, the Green Dream Slayer came about.
Best moment of MCC.
One
Ever.
of the greatest. Oh, somebody also realized that Jack and Nikki are not teaming together this time.
Yeah, have they been together every time they've been in MCC? Apart when Jack's been in MCC, I think.
I have to let me fact check.
Wait,
Chat.
no, the first MCC when Jack was in, I don't think he was in. Well, he was in with Nikki, but all the other ones
This
maybe.
is why we need our producer. No, yeah. No, the first 2 Jack was not with Nikki, and then the past 2 he was with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we will see where I could see a Wilbur, Rambo, Nikki plus someone else team. That could be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that would be a cool team to see. Maybe like another Dream SMP member, or
Could make it just Dream. Dream,
yeah,
Rambo, Wilbur, Nikki. Now that would be a team.
Preston or Dan TDM returning. Yeah,
Hopefully.
Preston hasn't been. Preston and Dan haven't been in like for 2 or more MCCs.
Yeah.
I think Dan was in the first one, and
Yep.
he hasn't been in.
Dan was in 14 of the first of this season, and Preston was in 15, 14 and 15,
Yeah, 15.
or just the one.
I think he was in Pride. I think.
Oh, he was in Pride. Yeah. I will double check that so no one yells at us. He was in 15 and 16.
Oh, okay.
Apologies for that. But yeah,
Team George Van Wilbur.
that's also that's a little too strong in my opinion.
I think that's a decent team. That's a balanced team.
It's pretty strong. But we are 1 minute away, so make sure you go to the Twitter account for MCC Championship and you start refreshing the page. Whoever sees the team first wins nothing, other than the satisfaction that you saw the
Giving
team
pride.
first.
The pride of finding the team first.
You gotta have that pride for the Lime Liches team.
Now
But
we'll keep refreshing.
I mean, chat, give me a little thoughts. Is it fruit? Is it dream, or is it somebody else that's going to be the holder of the green skin, the lime green gods, as they say?
Oh, I've seen it. And we have a
Oh,
new member.
oh, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Chat, do you see it? If you say it out loud to us at home. We'll definitely hear you.
This is a very, very cool team to
Can
see.
I introduce this one and then you get green team?
Yep. That sounds good.
Cool. Let me make sure it fits on this in OBS. Oh, it doesn't want to fit, guys. No technical difficulties here ever. All right. On the Lime Liches team, we have G Nelly, first time player right there. You'll recognize her from being friends and seen on streams with Captain Puffy, Nikki, Justin Minks, that kind of group. And then also rounding out the team, we have Illumina with a very spooky profile picture,
Yeah.
followed by Captain Puffy and Rye Guy Rocky. What
We
do you
have
think?
Rygai Rocky returning.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this team, Thrinac?
Yep. This is also like a similar team to all the other teams we've seen at the moment. It's got a really cracked player of Illumina, and we've got some good backup players that can help support the Illumina, and they're all decent players. So I don't know about Gina Lee because I don't really know much about her, but
I'm gonna have to bow to the chat on this one. I'm gonna give my first take, which I don't think she plays too much Minecraft, so I don't think she's a veteran in that way like some of the OGs. But if somebody could let me know what her Minecraft experience is, that'd be very helpful. As well as a reminder, there's only one more team today, which will be the green team at 30 past the hour. And then that'll be it from our stream today, and you can catch us again tomorrow, live at the same time for the other half of teams. I'll also make sure we have a full desk of people if we can to have everyone's thoughts on the teams, and then we'll give you our first predictions tomorrow.
we have Rygai Rocky returning though, which I don't think
Yes.
we've seen since. Is it Pride? I might be wrong.
Yep, he was in Pride.
Yeah.
On Illumina's team that did indeed win Pride.
Yeah, he won Pride, so maybe he'll win again. You never know. How many wins does he have? Does he have 2? I think.
He just has, well, if we count Pride, he has 2. If we count just Canon, he has the 1 from MCC 2. If people recall all the way back then, he went like 7 for 8 kills of the dodge bolt. He had an ace that one as well. It was incredible.
He is so good at dodgeball.
I think what we'll see from this team is that if I had to guess, there's going to be a fair amount of team streams together, and Illumina's going to help make sure everybody's on the same page for strategy and their plans for how they're going to play, and that he's going to help make sure that everybody is just on the same page, knows what they're doing, knows how to play the game, knows how to play the MCC games, I should say.
To be fair, I don't really know too much about Rygai. I know he's good at dodgeball, but is he good at like parkour or PvP or build mart, or what's his main game?
He seems. I'll check. I can check some stats for you. We'll go to Sheep spreadsheets. If you don't know about Ultra Sheeplord in the community, he makes some incredible spreadsheets that track the stats of all the players. And you're seeing me pull it up over chat for a second because windows are hard. But I believe Ryguy is mainly known for his dodge bolt skills, which for good reason.
Yeah, I think he had like before Pride, he had 100% dodge rate, which was really impressive.
He had never been shot. He was ridiculous. He had the most amount of kills in one game when it was just 3 rounds. He had an ace, like it was crazy. All right.
Very good.
I am not able to quickly pull up the stats. Let me find Pride. There we go. I can just look at his old stats. In Pride, he performed best in, I mean, team games they did great in. His parkour tag was pretty solid. Battle box was solid. Get to their side was solid. Definitely also, as somebody's pointing out in chat, a very scary reverse sweep potential in Dodgebolt. Illumina does not win Dodgebolts easily for whatever reason. He has to take it to 5 games. So if this team makes it a Dodgebolt, be afraid. And it's not over until the last shot is fired.
Yeah, definitely. Dodgeball is such a good game because it can go either way. You can have a reverse sweep. You can 3-0 people. You can just you don't know where it's going to go. It could go either way, and just
Yeah.
any team could win.
And we'll go track back through the other teams now with the context of the Lime Liches. I think it's looking like, I mean, as you said, there's a scary S tier-esque player on each team where
Yeah, definitely.
where going down the list, our red team might be the one that's actually the weakest in terms of their top player. But I think Wisp and Tommy have great potential on a lot of those on both of those teams. And then I think Tapple and Kratzy, very, very strong players, and Tapple's been popping off in season 2. Lime team, Sapnap's the story of the day, story of the season. He's popping off, he's cracked. And then Lime Illumina is the man to watch out for.
I'd say Sapnap is definitely one of the most improved players of MCC season 2.
Absolutely. What do you think about it has got him so much better? Do you think it's just
Well,
practicing more, changes to games?
well, of course he's in Dreams Manhunt, so he's gonna train to try and get better in that, and
True,
yeah,
true.
be a hunter. But then I think he's just good at PvP in general. He was always good at PvP. It just we never really saw it because if you think in Dreams Manhunt, Dream is gonna use like the clips he uses. I mean the videos he uses that the hunters don't do so well. So Sapnap has never been seen as like a good a decent player at PvP, but now since he's in MCC and he can shine, he's shown it, and he's a really, really good player in S tier.
Yeah, I think definitely what you're saying there. MCC is his time to shine. It's his time to show all the viewers that he is he is the player and his team is the team to watch out for. And so I think also with the game changes of season 2, kind of the point rebalancing, some of the games being a little more complicated, or even things like Sky Battle having more stuff to use, it really opens the door up to players with a lot of mechanics to do even better.
Yeah, definitely.
We are 9 minutes away from the last team of today. Quick reminder for chat, as other people are saying in chat, that we are not the Nox crew. We have no say in who's on the teams. We are just a group of fans making content together, and you're supporting us by being here and watching. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. If you want to become a channel member, we'd appreciate that as well. And we'll also be live tomorrow for the next 5 teams announced for MCC 18. You should also expect some hype trailers for us in the lead up to MCC 18, going over each of the teams. You will have the pre-show, which will have a full further explanation of the teams with predictions and other segments. And then there'll be a waiting room stream the day of MCC.
Would you
Go ahead.
remind me what the green team is? Because I've completely forgotten again.
The Lime team.
The lime team, I mean, yes.
It is G Nelly as the newcomer, and then Illumina, Captain Puffy, and Ride Guy Rocky.
Ah, yes. I mean, the Green Guardians. What would the new name for?
Oh, Green Geckos, but they'll
Yeah.
probably be the Green Goblins in this case.
Oh yeah. Normally at this point we have like a hype team at the end of every team announcement. So I'm seeing that probably someone like Green or Dream or someone like
Or Wilbur Rambo. Yep.
Yeah.
Any of the big people on Twitter that cause a lot of hype when they're announced is likely on the green team. As well, if you also want to support us, make sure you subscribe, do all those things, and I'm going to hit this button, which may have inserted an ad, but you know, we appreciate you watching.
The button?
Don't worry about what button I hit.
Okay.
We are 7 minutes away, though, for the green team. Hopefully it's the Green Goblins. But if you also recall from MCC 11 last year, which was the Halloween one, they've said Halloween skins are a necessity of this event, but they also in that event a year ago had a hub game of trick-or-treating. And those trick-or-treating allowed you to get different power-ups in the Decision Dome. So I'll be curious if they have that again this year, because those stats are still tracked and in the Hall of Fame. and if that
Yeah,
then can help influence, which team gets what game picked.
I completely forgot about the sweets. Were they? I think they were
Yes,
sweets. Yeah, Easter has eggs, and then Halloween has sweets and different types of. They basically give you different things to different. What's the word? Uh,
different power-ups, different, but
yeah,
they're
power
like,
ups.
but they're weaker power-ups than the ones you get randomly for between games. So it'll be interesting if that influences at all which games get played.
I think it definitely will, and we've seen before that it has influenced the games being picked.
Mm-hmm.
So
It'll
yeah,
likely do it again. As I said, we are 5 minutes away from the last team of today. Chat, let us know who you think will be on this last team. Will it be Dream, Wilbur, Rambu, combination of all three? Because we do know it was leaked that Dream and George are teaming together and that Wilbur and Rambu are teaming together. Well, that one wasn't as much leaked. There's just a theory that they're going to play together until they win or until they get Dodgeball. I'm not sure exactly what they're going till.
yeah. Any predictions for who's in this team? I'm gonna say Dream and George because they've been together. They've said they're going to be together this MCC. So I'll say it.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. I think Dream and George is on this team, and if they're not on this team, then we'll likely see them on the pink team announced tomorrow.
Green, Rambu, Wilbur. I was also saying Quackity. He hasn't been in an MCC for a little while
A
now.
little bit, yes. It's also
Maybe
hard.
he'll return this MCC.
Yeah, it's also hard to keep track now since we just had Rising in between MCCs. So that feels like there's been a long time, even though Quacky was last in MCC 15, so just a couple ago. I,
Yeah.
I do not think, though, we'll see Quackity on a team with a PG streamer again. He teamed with Captain Sparkles, and it was a very awkward time for everyone involved.
Yeah. I remember now. He won MCC 15
Yes, he
with
was Dream, Sapnap, and Michael McChill.
now that Dream's not with Samnap or Quackity or anyone like that. He's with George. I like to see the duo of how they'll do together.
Yeah, I mean, Dream has often been on teams with Sapnap and George, and he seems to perform better when he's alongside them. He seems to just be a little more confident, a little more sure of himself and what the strategy is. So I'm curious to see if that trend will continue. But I would definitely say if the team has Dream and George on it, it is a team to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely.
And now,
Techno's not playing in MCCs apart from Pride
right?
or charity MCCs
Yep,
and uh All Stars.
yep. Right now, Techno is on break, and that's okay. There are
Yeah,
plenty of other creators that are filling in to have all these spots, and we support Techno when he wants to come back.
yeah,
The reminder again for everybody, we are not the Nox crew. We have no say in when teams are announced, who's on each teams, or any of that stuff. We have none of those. We have none of that power. We're just a group of fans making our best MCC content together. Also, in these 3 minutes that we have before the green team, chat, what would you like to see from stream tomorrow for the next 5 teams? Do you want predictions? Do you want more analysis? Do you want stats? What kind of things do you want to see on that stream? And I'll wait for it to happen. It's the, latency. It's a good time.
I also noticed something. S Major is normally teamed with Shovel,
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't been teamed with her this time. So
Yeah.
I know he wasn't teamed with her last time, but it's normally
Yeah,
him being
they're often on a team together.
yeah.
No, they were last time though. It was Scott, Shovel, Wilbur, Rambu.
Oh wait, yeah,
People want to see predictions tomorrow. We can of course give you 10 team predictions. But they will be our first take and we will definitely be wrong. Stats, they want more Q&A. I appreciate you all answering that question, chat. It helps us make the show better for you all.
predictions, analysis.
Predictions, all those things. We can do that. That'll be the goal for tomorrow.
Is that all teams? No, we've got one more team coming in like 2 minutes.
One more
So
team coming today, and then 5 more teams tomorrow. To give you a quick rundown again of our current 4 teams, the Red Ravens have Wisp, Bilza, Jack Manifold, and Tommy Innit. The Orange Oozes are Gizzy Gaza, Mess, Tapple, and Kratzy. The Mustard Mummies are Sylvie, Tubbo, Sapnap, and S Major. And the Lime Liches are newcomer Ginelli, Illumina, Captain Puffy, and Rygar Rocky. Now it is time to turn to Twitter. Go to the
And look for the
MCC
Green Goblins.
Championship Twitter account and hit the refresh button. Tomorrow, the stream should be at the same time, which is at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. EST or 11:30 a.m. EST. Hopefully, right at 11. But if you want to stay up to date with when that happens, make sure you subscribe so you can keep track of us. You can join the Discord as well. If one of the mods could link it in chat, that would be great. And we will try to keep you updated when the next announcements will be. And they'll be tomorrow. Just what exact time tomorrow, we're not sure still.
I've started refreshing.
Hit F5, hit the refresh key.
F5.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I know.
F5 refreshes the page. Fun fact.
You learned something new if you didn't know that today, chap.
Oh, I see the team.
Ooh.
This will be your team to announce. Let me get it on screen real quick.
This is a very, very hype team. I'm liking this team already.
I like this team as well. Give me a moment. Chat, if you see it, you can yell it. It's not really a spoiler considering we're about to show it.
Yeah.
There we go. It is on screen. thrinac, tell us who it is.
So, on the Green Goblins, we have Grian, Niachu, H-Bomb, and returning newcomer from last MCC, Gemini Tay. So, this is a very, very hype team. I'm looking forward to this team to see. This is going to be such a cool team to watch.
So if you don't know who Gem is, she is a hermit crafter, Empire's SMP player. She was in the first MCC for her, MCC 17, and did well in that team alongside Quig, F-Whip, and Solidarity, I believe. A reminder, these are just the 5 teams from today. We'll see 5 more teams tomorrow, which will be the cap-off of MCC 18. This team, if you were to describe this team, I would call it the most wholesome team you could get.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, people talk about chill vibes, and they usually mean like calm kind of chill. This is a positive team vibes. This is relaxed. This is happy. This is going to be a great POV to watch in the event. Expect them to do great in team games with that communication and synergy.
This team is going to dominate build mart. I'm saying that already.
For sure.
Gem, amazing builders. H-Bomb and Nikki, great communication. They're gonna dominate it.
All right, I am going to wrap us up, thrinac, to take us home because that's all the teams. Back to the main screen. Thank you all for tuning into the stream today. I was Joey, joined by thrinac. thrinac. One day I'll say your name correctly as well.
Yeah.
thrinac. We appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. If you want to stay up to date when we stream next for the next 5 teams, subscribe on YouTube, join our Discord, or follow us on Twitter. We appreciate all of you being here, and it was a great stream today. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the next 5 teams, and then we'll get some team predictions.